All right. So I am live definitely next week. I'm going to have a different lighting system going on here. I tried with my webcam. Perhaps some of you had caught that live and it didn't quite work out. It didn't, it was like much darker, but I will get to this. I'll get to this. All right. So bear with me in that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I'll move during the day where I have more natural lighting and so forth. To me, lighting is such a big thing, but I know the message is bigger and that kind of stuff. But I have to admit, I do like some lighting. Okay. And hold on a moment because I had actually shared this in so many different places. But the other one is not available. The other link isn't available anymore. So just give me one moment and I'll just do a little bit of talking while I'm doing this. Hopefully, I believe you're still seeing me. Yes, you are. All right. And so I had um, this was a client who reached out to me and she asked me a question. And I said, you know what? I have to respond to this question. So I'm opening this live with my response. The question is, why do we do so much focusing on ourselves on this journey? Like, what is wrong with connection? What is wrong with experiencing connection with someone, especially like our divine partners? And if you're just hopping on, I'm actually just sharing this link because I did want my family on Facebook to join. So I have to share the link because I had to restart this video. So I'm going to go back to answering that question. Like, what is it that we can't experience connection and have needs and desires while we are on this journey, right? And, there's a misunderstanding about all of this. I'm certainly here to explain the scenario behind all of this stuff, okay? And that is, let me remind you when you were in a previous relationship, okay? And that relationship went sour, all right? What happened during that relationship, that previous relationship? I like to call twin flame more like connection, really. But what happened during that time? You lost a lot of yourself, right? Like you were so much about this person and or the relationship. You wanted things to work out so much, and they didn't. They just simply like went sour and so forth. Okay, what you're healing in this journey, your twin flame journey, is that pattern that hasn't been working for you. That is the purpose of it. In connection, when we put someone else before ourselves, we're like, experiencing love outside of ourselves, because that's what we always were taught by society, by the things we watch on TV and things like that, that love happens outside of you. So you do all this give, 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 like you're just giving, it's like you're giving yourself away to someone practically. And anytime you're doing that, they can't give to you. They cannot give to you. So, what you have to do is really change your concept about what love is. And that's what this journey is really all about. Okay. And so now I just updated that. And I see, Kimberly, that you're here. You said welcome back. So you caught me before. All right. So, in the previous relationship, let me get into this topic because all of this ties into the topic too. Okay. We I'm going to take you back to that previous relationship. Or maybe it was with your twin flame when the two of you were together. Some of you were with this person for years and things like that. So I'm going to take you back. And were there times you were telling yourself, I don't feel like I'm good enough? I don't feel like this person really likes me. I don't feel desired. I don't feel wanted. They ignore me. They don't give me enough attention. They seem to look at other people. I'm feeling self conscious. I put on some weight. Maybe they don't like me anymore because of this weight. Or I'm older, I'm much older, especially for women. I would hear this. I'm older than my twin flame. And what do they think about me being an older person? All of this stuff, okay? This was maybe not just your twin flame in a previous relationship. You had a lot of negative thinking. uh this just does not end, right? Like my laptop is saying it needs to be charged. Sorry guys, I usually do my live on my phone and I like the wider screen, but it looks like I'll be doing something different next time. Okay. And so I'll just talk a little bit more and then I'll go ahead and charge it so I don't want to lose you guys. Okay. So in a previous relationship, and I know you're like, oh, that person was karmic. And I'm telling you, you manifested that relationship. You're like, how on earth you manifested it? Okay. And this is why I focus a lot more on the inner child, because as a child, you learned something about connection. You learn some things about, you learn some messed up things about love. Okay. So perhaps you were in your parents, God bless your parents. We bring up the parents, and some of us right now are probably like, I'm probably wounding my kids right now. And, I'm a single parent. The other parent doesn't even show up and they're wounding them. Wounds happen. All right. I'm not blaming the parents. They had their wounds, they had their traumas, and all this kind of stuff. But what was shown to you, for example, they might have been like, I love you, but they weren't around. I love you, but they were verbally, mentally, physically abusive. Um, you know, yeah. If you're out there and you know your experience, okay? And so what happens is that you acquire this idea about love that is a bit messed up. It's in your subconscious mind. You don't think it's there. You're like, no, I get along with my parents right now. So all is great. I get that from a lot of people. I get along with my parents. So I heal that stuff. No, what happened was the information gets embedded in your subconscious mind and you become used to that pattern. And so when that other person came into your life, they felt familiar. Some things that they did felt like your parents. Something there felt like it. And I know it. I know it because you were learning what connection is like. You're learning what relationships are like. You are learning ideas that are not yours. And the people who show up mirror that learning inside of you. Okay? And this isn't even just twin flame. We put twin flame labels on lots of things that don't need to have that label. This isn't just twin flame. The mirroring is with everything. Okay? It's always been there. When you stay super negative, because that's part of the mirroring too. You might be like, oh, they're doing this to me. So how am I mirroring? Meanwhile, you don't trust them. You're talking bad about them all day long. You don't feel like they're gonna show up. You're not feeling positive about them and your connection. All of this gets mirrored. Okay. So what I want you to know is that mirroring is not just, oh, I don't know, they won't listen. They won't listen. And so therefore, perhaps I'm not listening to myself, which is a mirror. And then when you begin to listen to yourself, guess what happened, guys? Guess what happens? They stop mirroring it. The people outside of you, and this is not just twin flame, are a mirror of what you're telling yourself, of what you've learned, what is happening inside of you.